Is this the right place?
Yeah, I think so. Sounds like it.
10-4. Hey, you got a hammer down over here.
Yeah, I could say the same thing, man. I don't have my, I didn't have my RF gain turned open all the way, but yeah, you were way up in there. I don't know if you're running any power or you barefoot.
No, I got the whole thing turned on. I'm running everything to break.
Okay, yeah, now I can see it. I had my RF gain turned way down, man. You were still hitting 9 pounds. But, yeah, it looks like about 60 over 9 right now.
10-4, that's a nice number. That's a good number. Ain't no doubt about that. Yeah, I was out there earlier, having a little bit of fun, and about an hour and 17 minutes, something like that. And I figured, I'll go ahead and shut this thing down and get some antenna work done. And I got to thinking about the driven element, and I redid the driven element. So I'm building a new plate for that, an isolated element, and so that should be kind of cool. We'll see how it does. God, I got junk in my throat here. Apologize for that. Getting over that doggone crud, man.
Yeah, 10-4, yeah, it's going around. But yeah, man, I didn't realize that you'd even acquired that van. I mean, that's going to be pretty cool. I mean, you could, yeah, I'm sure you're going to do your processing in it. You know, you roll that thing out to the top of a hill or something, and people won't know that you're not on your base. You know, if you use the same session file, well, actually they will, because you're doing a hybrid setup on your base. But I'm sure you can get the processing to sound pretty similar.
Oh yeah, I think the hybrid stuff kind of sort of starts splitting hairs. I don't think that if somebody heard me one day on this and then the next day on the mobile, I don't think they'll be able to tell the difference really unless they have a good ear. I think you could probably pick it out, but I don't think everybody else, is going to say, "Oh, you're in the mobile," Yeah, and I think that little element, that 4-element beam, it's going to be pretty devastating all over the place.
Yeah, especially as wide as it is. I mean, anywhere on 11 meters, but especially, somewhere in the middle of the band. Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be pretty flat. But now, how big is it going to be? What are the dimensions?
21.6 feet, so 21.7 whatever. Yeah, it's a little over 21 feet, over 21 and a half feet long, and 4 elements, and the longest element is 18 feet. The reflector is 18 feet, and 7.7 feet between the driven element and the first director. So it'll balance nicely over the van. I had a lot of criteria I wanted to work on. I wanted the spacing to be, able to fit, to straddle the van if I wanted to tilt it over, because it's got a, pardon me, it's got a pan and tilt head on it. So, I'll mount it horizontally normal, but when I tilt the pan and tilt head over, which is capable of a payload of 100 pounds, when I tilt the pan and tilt head over, it'll go vertical polarization. So when it's vertical, I want to be able to make sure I don't have any mistakes. I don't want it to accidentally be vertical and then somehow it lose air and come down and then the elements hit the top of the truck. I wanted to make sure that, it would straddle the truck. Now, of course, if the antenna was turned and it came down, then, well, there'd be a problem. But anyway, I wanted it to straddle the truck. I wanted it to be broadbanded. I wanted it to have decent gain. I wanted it to be one-man deployable, fairly lightweight, easy, not too cumbersome. And, I wanted my cake and eat it too. The only thing I couldn't really acquire was a good front-to-back rejection, but I don't really care about that.
Yeah, I mean, especially when it comes at a cost of gain, because obviously you're not going to be able to run, a whole bunch of bushels of power. So you definitely don't want to sacrifice, you want to give up as little gain as you can, for the directionality that you can get. But yeah, are you going to cut like a hatch in the top of the van so you can just kind of reach up and turn the antenna? I mean, you wouldn't need to have any kind of rotor set up or anything. It'd just be a little strong arm set up, and the antenna's small and light enough, man. That'd be pretty easy, actually.
No, it's got a quick set 100-pound pen and tilt head on the top of the mast, so it rotates 360 degrees and tilts all the way from flat up to vertical and then past about 8 or 10 degrees. And it's all electric. The mast is pneumatic. The mast goes up 54 feet and 54 feet 3 inches. So no strong arm. The van weighs 9,000 pounds. It's got a 7,000 watt Onan generator on board that runs off of regular gasoline. That's part of the fuel system, electronic fuel injected generator. And it's got racks and all that. I'll send you some pics. I don't think I sent you any pics of it, real pics. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. So yeah, I won't have to turn the van around. I've got a rotor and all that up there. It's already up there. I took the dish off, and I'm going to fabricate a little mount that lets me pick the antenna up by the boom in the middle, lift it up the ladder on the back of the truck, set it in the cradle, and it'll stay there until I clamp the 2 clamps down. And then it'll go from flat to vertical and anywhere in between and rotate 360 degrees.
Okay, yeah, that was way different than what I was picturing, man. That's pretty elaborate and fancy. Boy, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I was thinking you'd just have a 10-foot tall boom and 20-foot long, antenna, 18 feet wide, and that was it. But man, boy, that thing is going to be devastating. Yeah, so, well, I don't know if you want to say over the air. Probably not, but sure you'll run a fair amount of power up that pole there, 10-4?
I'm going to run my 2x8 to start with. I think 2x8's enough to get everything all kind of sort of dialed in, and then once it's all done, I'll probably loaf a 3CX 3000. Pardon me, damn it. But yeah, it'll be a little while before all that happens. I just sent you a handful of pictures. Yeah, it's just going to be a 2x8, my old 2x8 that I have, before in the Jeep. And it's already got, 50 ohm, half-inch diameter, whatever, like 214 or whatever, coax, going up through the nyla coil. It's already up there. And so yeah, that's going to be it'll be real simple, straightforward.
I was just looking at the pictures. I mean, it's a lot of the work's already done for you, man. As far as now you're going to mount the antenna in the same place that antenna is already in place on it, and also, I mean, I'm looking at the pictures right now. There's a lot of computer equipment in there. I mean, obviously, you're not going to be using most or any of that, right?
No, there's no computers in there, and there's no video, no audio. Those are all cables that were left in there from before, and power management stuff. A lot of stuff in there for the power management, and there's panels on the outside and all that for RF in and out and audio in and out and all that wiring and whatnot, but I won't be using all that. But there's no computers. I'm going to put a couple monitors in there in the rack space and have the Hermes radio, I believe. That'll be my radio. And in addition to being able to have the 11-meter Yagi on board, I'm also going to be able to mount a vertical slot antenna for the HF band with a tuner at the base of it. And all that will mount onto that same mast So yeah, it's going to be the antenna will mount literally on top where the dish was. The white pan and tilt part that's up there that you'll see. Do I have pictures of that directly? Let's see here. Did I send you a picture of that? Here, I'll send you a picture of this. Whoops. How come that's not working? Oh, duh. Try this. Right part here. This one right here. Why do I have to trim it? I don't want to trim anything. I wanted to send you this picture just like I sent you all the others. There we go. I think. Send. Okay, this should work. Oh, it's a video. Wait. I didn't think it was going to be a video. Oh, well. Anyway, I'll take a snapshot later on. Yeah, it's pretty wild. There's one more left, if you want one. There were 4 of them, then there were 3, and I got one, and now there's one more. They're only $3,900. And it passed smog, flying colors. It's got a V10 with overdrive automatic transmission, and they're 1-ton vans. Really cool.
Man, $3,500. That is a killer deal. I mean, even if the engine wasn't running all that well, if it needed some serious work, I mean, that's still a great deal for the platform. The whole deal, everything that's in there, the way it's laid out. I mean, it's literally like a rolling base station. You got your little captain's chair, and you can set everything up right there. And man, that's cool. Yeah, you're gonna have to, when you get it all set up and everything, you're gonna have to drive it down here and let me take a look at that, man. You probably gonna give a whole lot of people a whole lot of ideas with something like this, man.
Oh yeah, the hams, have been doing that for quite a while. A lot of hams have been doing it. I haven't seen a lot of CBers doing it, but I think most CBers, I don't think that they, this isn't their cup of tea, I guess. It's a little bit more involved. I don't want to say that they're not capable, they just don't have the interest. But a lot of the hams buy these trucks and use them for that kind of stuff. If you do look at field day vans and that kind of thing, you'll see a lot of used trucks being used. Not so much for monoband HF or anything like that, but mainly for like EME and all kinds of other stuff. Anyway, they got a lot of people that do that stuff. So nothing new. But I used to have the little 36-foot pneumatic mast on the silver Dodge truck. And so this will be this, heck, the mast alone is $8,500. The generator alone, well, the other one that's left does not have a generator on it. It's the same as this one, but no generator. But the generator alone was $7,000. The truck alone's got to be worth $4,000 or $5,000. And so it was $3,900, not $35,000, $39,000. But yeah. And the other one also has a replaced engine. This has a replaced engine, so I don't know when they replaced it, but it's not the original engine. It's a factory replacement. And everything's all good. Engine and transmission has been replaced. The vehicle itself has 273,000 miles on it, but you can't tell. It's been really well maintained. Drives really nice. Air conditioning. Oh, it's got a big AC unit up on the top too. AC heating unit. So the AC and heating on the van works, but the AC and heating unit up above the cargo space also works really well.
Yeah, that's cool. With that generator, you can just sit parked and not have to worry about a thing, man. Yeah, that's pretty neat. $3,900. Man, what a deal. Yeah. But and you were talking about the hams. That's definitely a different crowd. But yeah, they do all those competition things, contacts and go from one to the next and all that. I'm sure you're aware of all that. but something like that, I mean, that kind of fits. But yeah, as far as the CB crowd, it's either going to be a big truck, a Suburban, a pickup truck, or a base, for the most part.
Yeah, 10-4. And, in the shootouts, a couple people said, oh, I'd take that to a shootout. Well, I don't think they'd let me do that at a shootout, because the shootouts, they have rules. You got to have a quarter wave driven element, half wave maximum, parasitics, and it's going to be mounted on the vehicle. Well, a big old 54-foot tall mast with a 4-element Yagi up there probably would not work well in a shootout, legal-wise, rule-wise. So, if they could use those in shootouts, I think more people would be doing it. But, once you get into somebody sinking some coin into a mobile station, they're probably going to build a shootout mobile that's going to get to compete, But I don't care about any of that. I don't want to compete. I want to sit up there and talk on my radio. And if we travel somewhere, if Jackie and I go down to some breaks, or if we, go medieval camping or any of that stuff, the Vardo that we have that we're going to build is going to be suitable for medieval camping, but also for regular camping and whatever, trips and whatnot. And it's going to have all the luxuries that we want in it for, what we do. And so if I wanted to roll the antenna up there and talk on the radio a little bit, hey, I can. So it's just another extension of the hobby,
Hey, Motor Mouth Mall, break.
Yeah, hold on. Hang on. I think Bobby might be on the key. Go ahead.
Hey, Motor Mouth Mall, y'all making too much noise doing all the local talking. Motor Mouth Mall, you're county-wide country boy with the wave.
Oh, country boy, I have no idea how you could even hear me. I'm pointed northwest. Hey, country boy, I pointed northwest. How in the world do you hear me to break?
Bobby Boucher must have loosed out there around the corner. Mall, I'm sorry, listening to you guys. I don't want to go up y'all's QSO, but I've been listening to you guys for a while. And I've seen that post on Facebook of your new mobile base station. That's pretty cool, man. That is awesome.
410 there, country boy, and appreciate that. And also, I'm going to let you get some words in edgewise to Bobby. And I also want to say, man, that audio you got is sounding superb. I love it. Really nice. And I can hear the processing working just a little bit, which actually is an effect that some people don't like, but I kind of like it. I like the sound. It sounds great. Hey, country boy, Motor Mouth Mall waving. And I'm going to turn you over to Bobby Boucher for a bit.
I'll tell you, Motor Mouth, if I can get in there a little bit. Good evening time, Motor Mouth Mall, Pinto Bean. I'm back quiet.
Wow, Pinto Bean. Good morning, Tom. I hear you too. I'm pointed at Bobby over here in town. He's northwest of me, and I got the back corner of the beam looking your way. I'm surprised you could hear me there, break.
Yes, sir. Got not a 10.8 copy, but it's probably a 10.7.5. Good evening to you. Tell Bobby Boucher, old Pinto Bean. I can't hear Bobby, but tell him I said great big audio. Hey, Motor Mouth, old Pinto Bean said, listen.
Pinto Bean, well, you have a real good day, and I would tell Bobby Boucher you said hello, and I'm sure he can hear you. He probably has a pretty good grip. He's pointed your way. So, while he's looking at me, he's pointed more your way than I am your way. I'm going the opposite way. But hello to you, Pinto Bean. Motor Mouth Mall working a small ball peen mall, one fat watt at a time. I got down, breaker.
And I'm a full Roger. I ain't tuned up here. It's doing about what it normally does if I get too far out of 28 there. Hey, Motor Mouth. But it's getting better. Hey, Motor Mouth, sounding good, man. Old Pinto Bean, how's it?
410. It's working really good over here. I got a quick call. I'll be right back. Talk to Bobby Boucher for a bit. Bobby, I'll be back.
Yeah, 10-4. Hey, country boy, Pinto Bean, if you guys got a copy, Bobby Boucher, wave and break.
Right back at you.
Hey, Bobby, I got a good copy on you, man.
Bobby Boucher on the west side, your county-wide country boy.
I just waving that big bean wave, one big bean at a time, I say.
Yeah, 10 Roger. I'm actually, the back of my truck's pretty much pointed south, so I'm hitting you off the side of my truck, which isn't very good. But I got a good copy on you. You're blowing smoke out here, man, so appreciate the bump down. Pinto Bean sounding good out here around Santa Maria, California. Bobby Boucher rolling it back.
Yeah, Roger, my friend, got every word of it. Hey, Bobby, it's a little quieter on this channel near 28, man. 28 wide open. Hey, Bobby Boucher, till we do it again, my friend. Welcome to 2024 Pinto Bean Showstopper, Topside, Alabama. Now, see you.
Yeah, 410. All right, Pinto Bean, well, I appreciate the bump down, and good to hear you up in there. I'm sure we'll catch up with you later on 28 or somewhere around the band, but take it easy, and welcome to 2024 as well. We'll catch up to you another time. Bobby Boucher in this 18-wheel mobile. West side, back quiet. I'll see you.
And that my phone, Roger, I see you. That 18-wheel mobile getting down. I back out, gone. I see y'all.
And check. Hey, Country Boy, you still in there? I don't know. I think I lost you. If you still got a copy, Country Boy, Bobby Boucher waving.
Hey, Bobby Boucher, your county-wide country boy on the top side of Indiana. Bobby Boucher, county-wide country boy in the cornfields, Indiana, waving.
Yeah, Fort Roger, I got you in there that time, man. Hey, Country Boy, sounding good out here on the West Coast, no doubt about it. Good to hear you up in there. You know, it's like I was telling Pinto Bean, back of my truck is pointing directly south, so that's where most of my signal's going. And you're kind of off the side of my truck too, so surprised you guys can hear me out there, but good to hear you, man. Sounded good. Hey, Country Boy, Bobby Boucher.
Right back at you, Bobby Boucher. How far away from where you're at right now? How far away from where you're at right now are you from Motormouth Mall? How far are you from Motormouth Mall, they break?
I'm probably about 4 miles, maybe 5 miles, but yeah, I sit over here in this parking lot over here at one of the produce coolers where I pick up produce, and the back of my truck is pretty much pointing in his direction, so I'm north of him. But yeah, probably about 4 or 5 miles.
Hey, Tim Roger, I feel bad for your receive, boy. Yeah, but that plays havoc on your receive. Hey, Bobby Boucher, I bet he's playing a havoc on your receive there, Break.
Yeah, he's got me pinned about 60 over 9. Yeah, it's not enough to blow the radio up, but it's pretty close there, Roger.
Yeah, 10-4, no doubt about it. I thought you was on the base station, Bobby Boucher. Worldwide, Bobby Boucher, California.
Yeah, 410. No, I'm always in the mobile, man. The wife and I, we live full time in the truck. I've been doing this for quite a few years now, and yep, we're always in the 18-wheel mobile. We're gonna keep doing this for a few more years longer, and then get off the road, buy some property, and settle down. But yep, it's a full-time 18-wheel mobile deal there, Roger.
Well, Roger, you must have invested in some big stuff for the mobile then. Well, since you ain't got no base station, I'm sure you probably invested heavily in that big truck. I'm sure you invested heavily in the big truck radio system.
You know, I mean, I'm only running a 8-pill. You know, I got a Sweet 16 Striker 955 that I'm injecting the processed audio, so it's not actually a whole lot of money. You know, just kind of a standard PC processed audio setup, but it's just different because I'm in a truck. You know, it's not the same as on a base station or anything like that, but yeah, it's the bug bit, and I kind of ran with it.
Bobby Boucher. I'm not sure if we're still in there, but Mother Nature's fading on me. Hey, Bobby Boucher. Mother Nature's fading on me. There's Bobby Boucher. Mother Nature is dipping and dabbing. Hey, Bobby Boucher. Plus you a double measure. I don't know if you're still in there or not. If Mother Nature brought you back up my radio, or if she brought me down, or what's going on in the world of sound. Bobby Boucher, your county-wide country boy. Top side of my cornfield. Getting down.
Yeah, 10 Roger. Yeah, Mother Nature's kind of sliding around a little bit, but I got you back up in there. But anyway, it sounds like Mother Nature might be on the move. So anyway, country boy, take it easy. It's good to hear you back up in there, and I'm sure we'll do it again here pretty soon. Bobby Boucher out here around Santa Maria, California, 18-wheel Mobile West Side. Back quiet. I'll see you. 73s.
Bobby Boucher and the 18 wheels of steel, no doubt about it. Worldwide, Bobby Boucher and that rolling mobile. Your county-wide country boy. Cruise with 1x4, 500 watts in the corn. Nothing but a IC 7300 and a little bit of audio getting down.
Check. All right, man. Take her easy. We'll catch up to you later on. Bobby Boucher, West Side. Back out the key. I'll see ya.
And that's a 4 Roger right on. Right back at you, 613 Arizona. 613 in Arizona, your county-wide country boy. Cruise in the top side of Indiana waving. And that's a 613 Mobile, Arizona, Roger. Your county-wide country boy. Small ball getting down. County-wide country boy, top side of the cornfields waving. County-wide country boy, top side of Indiana, waving. Back at your Skid Row, sound real good, no doubt about it. Since we're out here in California, we got a big old California mall laid down. Skid Row, California, your county-wide country boy. Right back at you, Skid Row, sounding real good around my cornfield. This is Worldwide Skid Row and Cali, your county-wide country boy. Cruising these small watts. That's about 500 watts right there. County-wide country boy. Cruising 500 watts. And that's a big old Skid Row Roger. God's grace around your place. And God bless you, and have a happy new year. County-wide country boy, and I'm off the key.
Somebody's got a big old hammer out there.
my receipt a whole lot different. It is on yours there. Hey, Motormouth Mall, I say you still monitoring this channel. I'm gonna get in here and see if we still have a little bit of Mama Nature. Hey, Motormouth Mall, Pinto Bean, I see y'all.
Yeah, I don't think he's back yet there, Pinto Bean. I think he's still on the 21, but I got you up in there, man, blowing smoke still. Hey, Pinto Bean, Bobby Boucher waving one more time.
Yeah, I still got you in there too there, Bobby Boucher. Yeah, I just kind of scanning around a little bit, man. This is the first time I've ever actually talked on another channel besides 28. It's kind of addicting there, you know, but I'm able to run around a little bit where it don't really hurt that much anymore, so. Bobby Boucher, man, I thought you was on the base station also, you know. I heard the other gentleman saying the same thing, but man, you always sounding good for a mobile. It's just outstanding. Bobby Boucher, my hat's off to you, brother. I wish my bass sounded like that mobile there, Roger.
It's no pain and no strain on this end, man. Got some great sounding audio. But yeah, we're always, the wife and I, we've been living full time in the truck now for, I think, going on 13 years. You know, not this exact truck, you know, they switch us out every few years or so, but yeah, it's always been the mobile kind of thing. But yeah, and I met John, Motormouth about 10 years ago, and I heard his audio, and I never heard anything like it. So, you know, he kind of got me thinking that I could do something different, and so I started doing the processing in this truck about 6 years ago. And you know how it is, man. How this hobby gets you. You know, once you're in, you're kind of in. And yeah, it's something I enjoy, man. Something different, you know. Yeah, it looks like Mother Nature moved again. Anyway, Bobby Boucher, West Coast to Central California, back quiet.
And back.
Hey, Bobby Boucher, hey, Motormouth, it did move on me. I got bleed over coming off of the bowl right there, eating me up right now. I do hear you fine, but it's just that bleed over killing me. Good evening time. Hey, Motormouth, you and Bobby Boucher, old Pinto Bean. I see.
All right, sounds good. We'll get you to the Pinto Bean and Bobby Boucher. Yeah, sorry about that. I had a little bit of a phone call there, but it was all good, and I'm back. Hey, take care of Pinto Bean. You say you got some bleed over there from the bowl. If you can't beat them, join them. Motormouth Mall stepping by. Bye.
Yeah, I think he's gone again. It's either the bleed over or Mother Nature's kind of dipping. But yeah, you still have a devastating signal out here, John.
And Roger, yeah, so do you. You're bodacious over here. I've got 25 dB of attenuation. Closest door. I've got 25 dB of attenuation up in here, and you're smoking.
Hey, you know, for laughs and giggles, can you turn that down as low as it can go so I can see what the actual signal strength could be? And also, I was watching the gate. It doesn't look like you're quite 5K wide. Pretty close, but not quite there.
Yeah, no, I don't have it all the way at 5K. Well, let's see here. Whoops, that's frequency. Doggone it. Come on. There we go. All right, now we're 5K wide. And, let's see here, what else? So we're 5K wide, and yeah, I've got the attenuator out now.
Okay, so if it was 25 dB, then technically, it looked like I think I was like at about 9 S units, so it should be about 20 to 25 over 9. And now, does it sound any different? Or did the volume change, or does it pretty much sound the same? 'Cause like when you turn the big box on, or you go, just to the driver, the signal strength changes, but the volume and nothing else does.
No, your audio still sounds the same. No, I had 25 dB in, and you were at about 8 units. You were at 8. And with 25 dB in, and I rolled the attenuator out, and you went up to about 10. So you got, 10 and 12, 22. That's close, 25, 22. I don't know if there's, there could have been a little bit of discrepancy in there. But, yeah, your audio sounds exactly the same whether I've got the attenuator in or out.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was just curious. There's like a threshold or something. It's I don't know what it is, but there's definitely a threshold there where if it's just a little bit on the quiet side, you can hear a difference, and then it gets to a certain level, and then no matter how strong the signal is, the audio audibly doesn't get louder and doesn't change in any way. I mean, it could, take out other signals provided, we're stronger than the other signals, but yeah, that's an interesting kind of thing. I wonder what's going on with that.
That point seems to happen at about 6 units on you. I put in about 35 dB of attenuation, and I could hear that point where, if you go below that, it gets quieter, and if you go above that, it really doesn't get any louder. So 6 units, which requires me to put in 35 dB of attenuation to get you there, is about where that point is. And anything beyond that, it just gets, stronger, flatter sounding. It doesn't really get louder and louder and louder because the AGC gets up in there,
Okay, yeah, that's probably what it is then. That makes sense. That's all good. Yeah, what was I going to say? Something about the van. I was going to ask you about the van. I'll think of it in a minute.
Okay, yeah, I switched all the way back up to full smash on you, and you got a hammer. I'm curious if there's anybody out there in Arizona or down southeast or anything that is, if Radio Master is hearing us in Texas or who's out there. But I'm just curious if 240 Radio Master made it up here.
I'm hearing you over here in Illinois.
10-4 and hearing us in Illinois. Okay. Wow, crazy. Yeah, we're out there in Illinois, and Bobby Boucher. Yeah, like I said, the attenuator's all the way out now.
Yeah. You're in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, Mr. Motormouth Mall.
Hey, you smoking coming out of the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee too? There, break.
I was going to ask you how this old radio looked on your analyzer there, if you were checking out.
Here's Billy Topside, Missouri's in there.
No, Roger.
Looks good over here. You can check it out on YouTube. It's live on YouTube right now, so we have you can check it out. I think it's live. Let me double check. Oh, yeah, it's live. Oh, wow, I haven't looked. There's people up in there. Hey, Bolty, I see you up in there. Pinto Bean, Derail, what's going on? Where's the bowl? I'm talking locally to Bobby Boucher. He's in his big truck. And so I'm not really interested in the bowl at the moment.
Yeah, I heard that station coming out of, what was it, Missouri? I think it was Missouri. And somebody up there around Illinois. I think an Illinois station, man, they damn near took my receive out. They were almost matching your signal there for a second.
Funny how Skip does that, huh?
Yeah, I mean, just a few watts and you get really good conditions, man. That's all it takes sometimes.
Keying 4 right now, just shy of 4 right now. And the Skip's going over me, so I don't even need this 4. I don't know why I got it up in there. I suppose I could turn it off, but my audio's going to change if I do that, and I don't want my audio to change. Maybe I can just go down to the driver. I'll tell you what, I'll turn off the big box.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm in direct line, and I think you're only about, 4 or 5 miles from me. So, yeah, it's pretty devastating. I mean, I'm not worried about it hurting this radio. I mean, it's fine. It's not doing anything weird with the audio or anything like that. But, yeah, I think before, when you dropped down to the driver, I think it was like 20 or 25 over 9 or something.
Yeah, we'll find out now because I'm on the driver now, so we'll see what that does. I'm sure it dropped down quite a bit.
You're still putting 9 pounds on the hillbilly topside of Missouri.
Wow, 9 pounds topside of Missouri at the hillbilly station. Holy smokes, that's pretty good considering I'm pointed to the northwest.
Yeah, you're bouncing. You know, your carrier's like a 15 over 9, swinging a 20 over 9. So yeah, I think that's about normal.
Well, let me go down. I'll turn off the driver. Hold on a second. All right, there's just solid state stuff there, Brink. We're still at about the 25 watt mark.
Okay, so that dropped your carrier down to 9 S units, and it looks like you're swinging forward probably, I would estimate, probably 14, 15 over 9. So, yeah. Key up again. Let me see if the audio changed. I wasn't paying attention to that. I was just looking at the signal.
All right, sounds good. There it is with some audio right there, and I have not changed the audio level or the settings anywhere.
I don't know if it changed a whole lot. I mean, it definitely sounds different, but it actually sounds maybe a little flatter sounding, which I don't know why that would be. The audio quality didn't change. I mean, doesn't sound overmodulated at all, nothing like that. Key up barefoot, and then step it up to the driver, and then step it up to the big box, and let me see what kind of difference that is.
Okay, well, I have to go in the other room to do all those. I can't do it from here, but I haven't gone barefoot yet. I'll go down to a quarter watt. Hang on, let me go to the other room, and I'll go down barefoot, all the way. Hang on. All right, now we're barefoot, all the way down, way down low.
Yeah, that was just sitting at 8 S units. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's a little, actually it is a little bit quieter, volume-wise, but the audio, quality, the tonality and all that, nothing's changed as far as that goes. Still sounds just as clean, but it definitely, I guess with the big box on, it adds some kind of harmonic flavor, some warmth to it, so it sounds like it's a little fuller maybe. But I think that was the only difference I was hearing.
Well, the reason for that is the degree of the use of asymmetry, and you don't see it on you don't see it barefoot right now, but when I turn the other box on, it has a built-in nonlinearity that gives, using it with the radio in this setting where I've got it right now, creates asymmetry, and that asymmetry in turn drives the next step up with a little bit more, which flat tops or ever so slightly rounds the flat top, the positive peaks, which adds, harmonics. And then that driver then drives the next amp. So yeah, it's all part of the signal, and I don't intend to change anything down here to compensate in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, that's where that's coming from there, Brick.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. A little bit of soft clipping kind of thing happening. Yeah, it definitely sounds better with everything turned on, and of course it should. I mean, that's how you set it up. but it's definitely a softer, kind of flatter sound. I don't know that it's actually cleaner though. I mean, maybe those harmonics is just kind of tricking my ears. You know, sometimes. Well, it's like what we use with saturation, right? You know, it's harmonics, it's distortion. Sounds like detail, sounds clean, but it's actually not.
Yep, exactly. And yeah, whether soft clipping occurs at the audio realm or in the RF realm, as far as the audio sound goes at the other end, it's the same result, same effect. So. But yeah, it's so I'm going to bump it back up again all the way to the full tilt there, break. Hang on. Now we're back to the whole enchilada that break.
Yeah, the whole enchilada sounds good. I mean, it's definitely it's got more depth to it. I mean, it's, you know, when you stepped it down, I could hear the differences kind of going as I went. But when you go from barefoot to this, man, it's night and day.
10-4, yeah, it's huge. But anyway, yeah, it's. You know, my station for the most part is either on or off. By the way, I made a change earlier, and I've been talking on it all day. I made a change when I was talking to 421 Hambone. I rolled in some mid-range on the Optimod. I put about 2.9 dB of boost on band 3. And I'm going to take that 2.9 dB of boost out and see what you think. Okay, I took that 2.9 dB of boost out of band 3, and I don't know if it got bass heavy or if it got lack of mid-range or lack of detail or not as loud, but I took out 2.9 dB from band 3. How's that sound?
No, it did everything you said. I mean, the bass actually sounds like it's distorting now. I mean, it was weird. It wasn't just a lack of mid-range that was pulled out. It got really, really distorted, but it fell on its face, man. It lost all the life. Sounds, you know, that nearly 3 dB of mid-range wasn't making you mid-rangey. It was just bringing everything up to a good level to match the lows and the highs. So definitely sounds a lot better with it rolled up. There, 10-4?
10-4, yeah. That's what I heard in my headphones, too. Same thing. And I didn't try band 4. But there's 4 and 5. In band 4, I'm going to roll band 4 up about 2.8 dB right there on band 4. See what that does for you. I rolled band 4 up 2.8 dB, and it was at 0, and that's 2.8. And 3 is the max. So it's kind of like a big change to break.
Yeah, it started to get a little harsh. It sounded like, to me, it sounded like maybe 3K or somewhere around there. 4K. Didn't sound terrible, but it started edging towards a little bit harsh. To me, and this receive on this Striker 955, it sounded better without it.
10-4, very good. I'm not even going to touch 5 because 5 is exceeding the range of my 5 kilohertz bandwidth, so I'm not going to worry about 5. I'll leave it alone. But yeah, that 2.9 boost on band 3 definitely needs to be there. So, all right, good deal. And I guess I'm not going to make any more changes for a while. I think I've been liking the way this thing's been working. It's been pretty bold, fairly loud, clear, clean, and somewhat commanding. So it depends on which receiver you hear it on. Some receivers, you don't hear all that as much, but most of them that are, good receivers, it sounds about right.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, on this receiver, and this is just a standard receiver. I mean, it's completely stock, so it's pretty good representation of what I think most people would hear out there. And yeah, it sounds really good. I played with mine a little bit there. Well, I've been running with it like this for a while now, but kind of started making some different changes a few weeks ago. But yeah, for the most part, my audio pretty much sounds the same. All the little changes that I make along the way, I think nobody even notices any difference. I think they'd notice if because they all add up over time, compared to how I sound now from a month ago, it'd probably be apparent for the most part. But I think for the most part, I just kind of tweak it a little bit and just roll with it.
Yep, 10-4. By the way, I'm going to play you back. I want to see if my playback works right. My playback, if I remember right, has a little bit of extra compression because I'm trying to make everybody on the playback sound as loud as myself. And that's kind of tricky considering how much processing I'm doing on my audio. But I'm going to play you back here. Check this out.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, on this receiver, and this is just a standard receiver. I mean, nothing, it's completely stock, so it's pretty good representation of what I think most people would hear out there, and yeah, it sounds really good. I've played with mine a little bit there. Well, I've been running with it like this for a while now, but kind of started making some different changes a few weeks ago. But yeah, for the most part, my audio pretty much sounds the same. All the little changes that I make along the way, I think nobody even notices any difference.
I had to run the level down really low to not hit the compressor so hard because it was putting a lot of extra compression in your audio. But how'd that playback sound to you, Brig?
It's pretty thin and mid-rangey and kind of splashy sounding also. But after you did my playback, when you started talking, that effect was still happening in your own audio, so something changed.
Yeah, derail, I know it needs more volume, but I can't do it. If I put more volume in there, the problem is my audio is a lot louder than what I can do with the computer without processing. So I can't make the playbacks. If I made me quieter, then I can make the playbacks more equal, but I can't bring the playback up to match me. So anyway, and if I do that, it just gets worse and worse. So yeah, I don't know what you do about that playback situation. But anyway, it is what it is.
Yeah, John, now when you changed what you changed on there, it sounds like it's affecting your transmitted audio on your own audio.
No, that's not possible. I might be talking closer to the microphone or louder or quieter to the mic, but no, the level that I changed is the playback level on the audio machine that has the recording on it. So whether I turn the recording up or down, it has no bearing on my audio whatsoever. It's impossible. It's like, it's like turning on or off your CD player while you're watching your video player, your VCR or something. Anyway, no, my audio didn't change. Or at least I didn't change any settings on my audio.
Okay, something's different though. Something definitely changed. There's a lot of distortion in your audio all of a sudden. You sounded really clean a minute ago. I don't know what happened, but yeah, it's definitely, it got flat and distorted. I mean, not completely wiped out flat and distorted, but it got flatter, and there's definitely a pretty good amount of distortion in there now.
I don't know about that. I don't hear that in my audio in my headphones. I don't see it anywhere. There's nothing different over here. My headphones still sound the same. So, aside from my cold and my nose, I don't think there's any distortion in there that was there before, or, wasn't there before, whatever the case may be there, right?
Yeah, 10-4. No, I'm still hearing it, man, so I don't know. I can't explain it, but, as far as what's going on up there, but it's definitely not what it was. I don't know what changed or something. There's definitely a pretty good amount of distortion in there now. I mean, you were crystal clear, and it's not doing that now.
Interesting. My audio feed on YouTube is coming directly off the SDR receiver. And let me get a little close to the microphone. Now let me get farther away from my microphone. Anyway, I don't know. I couldn't tell you there. I haven't changed anything, Bobby. I really haven't. Maybe playing the audio back from the computer to the processing, the main processing may have changed its attack and release, settings. It hadn't been played through for a long time with that level. And so it's possible that may have changed something somewhere, but it's a dynamic change in the setting, its own attack and release times, not something that I did.
Okay, I know what it is. When you got closer to the mic, that distortion got a lot more. It was clipping distortion. So when you get close to the mic, you're clipping somewhere in the software. So then when you backed out, when you were talking just now, crystal clear again. But when you got closer to the mic, that distortion really came up, and it was definitely clipping.
10-4. Yeah, I'll buy that. And then also, let's see here, where are we here, audio-wise? I got plenty of audio open there. Yeah, it's probably just a little bit of an excessive bottom end. Too close to the microphone. Here, let me do this for you, just so you'll like this. Hang on, where did it go? Where is it? Right here. Let me get this keyboard over here. And let me pull this bottom end out right here. Hello, test. Right there. We'll pull that bottom end out a little bit there and see what you think about that. I pulled the deep bass out, and I put it back in. It's been on the whole time we've been talking. But maybe for my proximity, I'll put another filter in line, and I'll pull the bass out for you like that right there. That'll clean it up really good for you. But now I lost all the deep grunt. Anyway, there you go.
No, it sounds way better with the bass in it. But I don't think it was a matter of too much bass. It sounded like there was digital clipping, like you were hitting 0 dB somewhere in the front end of the chain. Like when you get close, like it's too hot hitting your first plugin or something, or one of the plugins in the front of the chain. It sounds like digital clipping.
Oh, 10-4, okay. Yeah. Something running, one of the plugins running out of headroom somewhere. Put the bass back up in there again. Yeah, I don't see any of them going into the red anywhere. Let me see here. Let me go up here, a little lower, higher. A little there. Hello, test. Everything is well within its limits. Hello, check. Hello, check. Check. Oh, that one. Oh, that EQ's hot when I rolled up on it. Let me go up higher and see if there's a problem up higher. That one got hot. Not all of a sudden, but it's been that way. Let me turn it down here. Oh, where am I? All right, I'm going to turn this thing down a little bit more on the input. Hello, test. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'll get up on the microphone all the way in. Hello, test. Hello, check. Hello, check. Hello, check. Now I'm all the way up on the microphone, and it's not distorting. Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, it's not, but you got a lot thinner sounding too because of that gain stage change. So yeah, you might want to put a limiter somewhere before that EQ so that you're not clipping it, or just gain stage everything lower in the front of the chain before you get to your limiters, and then you'll probably have to change some of the processing to get some of that fullness back. But turning it down just made the audio flatter and quieter, and it made it cleaner. I mean, you weren't clipping, obviously, but you lost a lot of the body, a lot of the depth. But yeah, I hate when I do that, man. I'll put together a really good sounding chain, and in my headphones I'm thinking, yeah, this is sounding good, and then I'll take the headphones off and speak into the mic and start going down the entire session, making sure I'm not clipping somewhere, and I'll be clipping somewhere, and then I'll have to make a little gain change or gain stage change, and it just completely changes everything. So I start over. Sucks, but yeah, digital distortion's ugly, man.
Yeah, 10-4. and 4. By the way, I think D-Rail might be coming out here before long. He says he's raising the antenna up right now, so we might be getting a little bit of D-Rail up in here. I hope we'll see coming out of Georgia, and we'll see what happens. Bobby Boucher, Motor Mouth Mall, working the small ball peen mall. Turn the carrier up a little bit more here too. Go to 5. Hello, 1111111. A little bit more audio. Oh. Hey, look at that. I've never seen that before. What is that? A high-frequency oscillation that I've never seen before. Must be frequency-specific because, yeah, I've never seen that before. But then again, I never run on channel 14 either. When I raised the carrier up to about 5 kilowatts and rolled the audio up loud enough to get the audio up in there, I started getting a little bit of a high-frequency oscillation. It was showing up on the scope. Yeah. Wow. Huh. Well, I'm out of tune, so I don't want to push the carrier up because I don't want my grid current to go through the roof. So anyway, I'll just leave it where it is. But yeah, some weird stuff going on there.
Yeah, I mean, if a good idea, I'm just going to throw it out there if you, wanted to try it out. But, get like a pop filter, something that's like totally, see-through thin, something that's not really going to help with plosives or do what they're quote-unquote designed to do, like a cheap one, like a gooseneck one, and set it a certain distance away from your mic. That way you'll always be consistently up on your mic, and your levels will stay the same. Because the second you start getting just a little bit closer, man, the audio just takes a crap, dude. I'm not trying to be mean, but man, your audio sounds so good. And then all of a sudden, it's just 180 degrees, like trashed. I mean, that digital clipping's terrible. But once you get backed off of it, man, it's crystal clear. It's devastating. It sounds perfect.
Put this in here. Screw that on there. All right. There's a flexible arm goosenecky kind of a 4-inch see-through pop filter, about 12 inches away from the microphone. I can't get it any closer or farther. I should say farther. I can't get it farther. I can get it closer, but not farther. But I'm about 2 inches away from that pop screen right now, and trying to keep the audio as consistent as I can. And I don't know what that's going to do, but that'll keep me a little bit farther away from the microphone as opposed to not using it and getting way up on top of that thing and sounding all raspy. So I'll put that thing back in line and see if that keeps me at a more happy distance from the microphone.
Yeah, that sounds perfect, man. Yeah, that's where it's at right there. It doesn't take much. I mean, just a second, one of those, the signals hits 0 dBFS, man. It's worse than pinching the carrier kind of distortion. You know what I mean? I mean, it blows everything out. But yeah, right where you got it, man, it sounds perfect.
I'm going to try something that they say you're supposed to do from microphone 101, which I don't do, by the way. I always talk directly into my microphone. But let me try. So I'm going to turn the microphone sideways, and I'm going to get off axis. Get the pop screen in here at about 6 inches away from the microphone. Turn the microphone sideways. I can't get the damn thing to stay still. There we go. Turn the microphone sideways. And now I'm closer to the microphone, but I'm talking across the microphone and into the side of it as opposed to directly into the front of it. And the pop screen is still in place, but it's about 6 inches away from the microphone right now. And I'm going to raise my voice a little bit louder. I still hear it now. It's clipping there. But if I don't raise my voice too much, it allows me to get a little bit closer to the microphone And I think that might still work pretty good there, Brink.
Yeah, it didn't change. So, yeah, either option will work because it sounds exactly the same. You know, I don't think it was actually popping the mic. You know, I don't think there were any plosives where that. Well, you didn't have any plosives. I mean, that wasn't the issue. It was just a volume thing. But yeah, with your voice kind of hitting it at an angle, not going straight into it, it's probably seeing a little bit less dBs of your voice. But yeah, I mean, it sounded when you went off access compared to straight on, you know, from the distances that you were, the audio sounded the same. So I think either one would work, whatever you're more comfortable with, you know.
10-4. Yeah, I think this one works pretty good. The problem is it crosses my field of view on my 806 Bighorn. Hello to you. I see you chiming in on YouTube. Yeah, when I turn the microphone sideways, now it's across my field of view, looking at the monitor, and my eyes are focusing through. Let me move this whole thing here. Hang on. My eyes, and now if I go to one direction, I can't see the other monitor. And if I look the other way, I can't see the other monitor. I gotta turn it back the other way once. It's, you know, it takes up less. Yeah, let me turn this over on here. There we go. All right. It's slimmer when it's directly in line with my face, and I can look to the left of it and see one monitor, and I can look to the right of it and see the other monitor. But when I turn it sideways, then I can't, you know, I got too much stuff in my eyes.
Yeah, you know, like I was saying, it's pretty much the same, man. I mean, I can't, if you were to move it and not tell me which one you had, what position it was in, I don't think I could tell the difference. So, you know, I mean, if it works better straight on, yeah, you're good. I mean, it just comes down to kind of workflow and what you got going on, whatever's going to work the best. But yeah, straight on's good. Off access is good. You know, if it works better straight on, I would leave it like that, you know, and, you know, next time you go to set up, you know, look at your levels at the beginning of the chain, and if, you know, you see something, if you want a certain level, you know, obviously you know how to do it, you know, turn the mic gain up, you know, a good mic gain on the interface, input levels like minus 10 dB, that's always a good place to start, and then you ramp it up as you go down the chain. But, you know, if anything starts to clip, you know, you put a little limiter in there, and if it's only shaving a half a dB you know, of gain reduction or something, that's not a big deal. But, you know, that way you don't have to be careful about the volume or talking or anything like that, because there's nothing worse than trying to think about that stuff when you're trying to have a conversation, you know.
Yeah, 10-4, yeah, derails is slightly more straight, has a little bit more presence to it. And I'm going to turn the input, I'm at positive 4.38. Let me turn this input down here a little bit more, just a little bit. And hello, check. 1, 2. All right. And 0. We're at 0 now. Now I'm going to get up on the microphone a little bit more. Get up a little bit more proximity on the microphone. And no more clipping. Everything is good. Plenty of bass. I think that sounds better there, Brink.
Okay, right there, what you did, don't touch it, don't go near it, don't even look at it. I think that's the best I've ever heard you sound right there. I mean, it just came in so crystal clear, that deep presence, crispy clarity. Man, that's it right there.
And Roger. One thing it doesn't do, I don't like, but I'm going to have to live with it, is it does not pick up my relay. My relay used to make more of a louder click, but by turning that down a few dB, it's 4.3 and it's down to 0 right now. By turning it down that 4.3 dB, my microphone no longer picks up my relay when I key up. Well, it does, it's not as loud.
Yeah, but it's also not picking up any of the room resonance and noise too. You know, so the processing is cleaner and crisper. So I think, you know, I mean, I guess it's preference, but I think that sounds absolutely perfect right there, man.
And Roger. Yeah, I got just a little click. Just a little click. But yeah, I think it probably does sound a whole lot better. It's a lot cleaner. It's a lot better in the headphones. So I'll leave that gain down there. And it was either that or turn the input of my M-box down a little bit, but I thought, nah, I'll leave it like it is. Derail says it took a little bit of the highs away. More gain. Let's see here. Anyway, yeah, it might have changed the highs because all the compressors and limiters are getting hit a little bit less. So I'm sure there's some high frequencies that are getting, not hammering as hard.
Yeah, it's something to keep in mind too. Derail's watching the gate, and he's hearing your audio exactly 5K wide, and that's what everybody's hearing on the gate. But everybody's receive rolls off that top end a little bit, and so it didn't get any less crispier on my end because I have just a standard receiver. It would affect how it sounds on the gate, but what it sounds like on the gate. You're going to choose one or the other. You want to sound better on the gate, or do you want to sound better in people's receivers? Yeah, I know what he's saying, and I get it, but that's because you have an SDR receiver that's got a brick wall filter at 5K, and so it's hearing everything out to 5K exactly. And so when you reduce some of that gain, it took out some of that clipping, and so on the gate it sounds like detail, but in a receiver like mine it sounds like distortion. So it's the ear being fooled by distortion, not in a good way though. You know what I mean? It's crisper and cleaner with less gain.
Yeah, 10-4. No, I get you. That makes sense. Absolutely. Yeah, I think I'll roll with it like this for a little bit and see how it does. And see, now that I did turn the gain down, though, let me try something. I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to go to that band 5. Band 5, and roll the highs from 0 up to +3. So there's band 5. So I rolled the highs up. Now, I don't really see it much on the SDR because it's flat at 5 kilohertz, but I don't know if you could hear a little bit more detail on the top end. If there's too much sibilance or whatever, I can sibilance. I can see the highs really grow over here, but I don't know if you're hearing it the same way I do.
No, I didn't hear any extra high frequency information. It's out of the bandwidth of the receive on this radio. But I did notice that it did start to sound a little bit tight. So it's inducing some kind of phase shift issue. It's not directly audible in my receive, but I can hear the effect, if that makes sense.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, you can certainly have a presence, just like you can have too many lows, and the excessive lows actually will make the mids and everything else sound flat and quiet. So roll out to 10K. You won't see 10K because my processing is cut at 5. Watch this. Here, Derail, check this out. And it's all the way out. I go all the way out to 10K. The problem is my audio processing is limited to 5K. So my receive, even if I go all the way out to 5K or 10K, you won't hear it. It's all no. I've got my audio fixed at 5K. So now I can do this, but I don't have the pre-processing set up right. But I can open up the bandwidth on the Optimon. Check this out. What's this? Set up bandwidth 5K. So here's 5K there. Hello, test. I'll roll that out a little bit wider. Right there. Now I'm all the way out wide. But the problem is I don't have my audio processing set. So what you're seeing out there that's that wide is really not there. So if I listen to my receiver in my headphones, what was this? A delay. Sibilance. Now I'm going to turn the highs back. Let me get the microphone over here. I'll turn the highs down. I'm at NRSC right now. Hello, test. That's 4.5. Hello, test. So I've got the receiver opened up all the way. And whether I roll my audio all the way out to 10 kilohertz or down here to 4.5, it doesn't make a huge difference because my audio pre-processing I got to put the microphone back here again. Doggone it. My audio pre-processing prior to the Optimod is narrow-banded and configured for 5 kilohertz.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, I gotta be getting on the side for a second. I gotta make a phone call. I'll be right back.
10-4. Derail, the +3 is a setting on the Optimod, and I can't go any higher than that. +3 on the Optimod was a very little change, and that's because the audio feeding the Optimod doesn't have anything up there in that range. So yeah, you won't hear much. If I had audio set up for 10 kilohertz wide, you would hear it. That band is way up there out of our range, out of my range.
Yeah, that might work.
And 4. Yeah, I'd have to change way too much to play around with all the extra stuff. So, anyway. Multi, what microphone? So, RE20, oops. So, sure, Electric Voice, RE20, the break. Oh, by the way, I can turn the bass on the microphone to flat. Let me do that. It's flat on the bottom end. It gets a little bit more bottom end. Motor mouth mall cruising. I got down breaker. And I'm out. There's a lot more bottom end, a lot more bass. Turn the switch back the other way around. No, test. And I put it back in. Test. Yeah, no, I got a, it's the audio chain is the RE20 microphone going into Live Professor, coming out of Live Professor into a Optimod, the Orban 9200, and the Optimod going into a CBS Labs Volume Max 4000, and the Volume Max 4000 going into the extra bass takes presence away. Roger, yeah. Goes into the modulator and that feeds the radio. So yeah, the extra bass, probably not a good thing.
Hello. Hey, Motor Mouth Mall, heard you in there flipping through the channels here. Old Yodi Coyote trying to get back to you.
Hey, Yodi Coyote, what, you flipping through the channels? You sounding real good, looking real good. Hey, Yodi Coyote, Motor Mouth Mall, working a small ball peen mall right here, right now, break.
Just like you always do out here. Keep that mall down, brother. I'm doing the best with what I got, watching her snow.
Okay, I'm watching the snow. Yeah, I've got this thing pointed out to the northwest corner. I got it pointed to the northwest, way past the northwest corner. I'm looking at Bobby Boucher. He's over here local in the big rig out here in Santa Maria. They're 10-4.
Well, if you hear him in here, tell him about Coyote said hello.
Stepper 274 waving.
Hey, what's going on there, 274? Good to see you up in there. I haven't heard you in a long time. Motor Mouth Mall waving, and Yodi Coyote, you said to tell Bobby Boucher you said hello to break. He'll be back. You got a phone call.
Yeah, I made it back.
Yodi Coyote is waving at you.
How about you, Yodi Coyote? Hey, Yodi Coyote, if you got a copy, Bobby Boucher waving, break.
Hey, Bobby Boucher, I got you in there. It's rough on my end. This weather out here is getting bad, but you're coming right to it right now. You take care of my friend. Just want to give you a shout. Old Motor Mouth Mall said you was in there. I thought I'd drop the hammer down, try to get at you.
Yeah, 10 Roger. Well, I got you up in there real good, man. Sounded good, and good to hear you back up in there. I think I talked to you just yesterday, man. No, always sounded good out here on the west side. Yodi Coyote, Bobby Boucher, 18-wheel mobile, Central California.
Bobby Boucher, you take care of my friend. Be safe. God bless. Old Yodi Coyote back here in Iowa.
Yeah, for Roger. All right, Yodi Coyote. We'll catch up with you maybe a little bit later on, or maybe tomorrow sometime on the band, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Bobby Boucher, west side, back quiet. I'll see you. 73s.
Bobby Boucher, 5-0 in the Bayou Country. Bobby Boucher, 5-0 in the Bayou Country. Listen to the radio, bye.
Yeah, I heard that station out of the Bayou Country, but I couldn't pull out the 28, man. Still a little rough on this end, but heard you up in there. Want to let you know you're making that trip. Bobby Boucher, waving break.
Okay, Bobby Boucher, you making a real good trip through Louisiana.
Top of the day to you, Bobby Boucher. John Boy, Illinois, looking.
They call me.
Hey, John Boy, you got a big old hammer up there, too, around Illinois, man. Well, you came in and cleaned out my receive. Good to hear you up in there, Bobby Boucher waving.
Well, Roger there, Bobby Boucher. You're sounding good over here. I've been listening to you guys for a while. I chimed in earlier there, but didn't want to interrupt. Good to hear from you, brother. It's been a while.
Yeah, 10-4, it has been a while, man. I don't even know the last time I talked to you. Last year sometime, no doubt, but good to hear you up in there. Yeah, I'm over here in Motormouth Mall's neck of the woods. We're over here picking up a load of produce, and actually got to kind of get rolling out right now, but good to hear you up in there. And John, you're still up there? I gotta roll, man, but we'll let you know next time we're going to get back into town there. 10-4?
All right, sounds good. I want to say hello to John Boy over there, too. You sounding really good. Smoking over here, and everybody on the east side. While I'm looking around Bobby Boucher's neck of the woods, a big old wave, and hello, Spirit Travels, while you're doing your thing out there on the east side. And Bobby Boucher, we'll catch you next time you roll into town. I just got a notice here saying that they tried to deliver a package, and I think it... Anyway, I got to go check some stuff out here. I'm waiting for something. So, anyway, I'm going to run too. Say 73. It's been a whole lot of fun. You got a hammer down out here, and the audio is absolutely superb. I like what I'm hearing, and I hope the skate works well. And I know the playback didn't sound so good, but hopefully the audio that you hear on the gate will be about right to break.
Yeah, 10-4. Well, you know, the playbacks, I watch your videos from time to time, and the playbacks always sound good on standard radios. You know, any standard bandwidth transmitter, when you play them back, it pretty much sounds identical. So, and that's really what you're mostly working with anyway, so I wouldn't really worry too much about it. But, yeah, good to hear you up in there, man. But, yeah, we got to roll out, get this load picked up, and then we got to roll out to Guadalupe maybe sometime tonight or in the morning and get that second pick, and then we got to roll out to Kingman, Arizona. So you know how it goes, man. But we'll definitely let you know next time we're rolling in.
All right, sounds good. Well, be safe, and we'll catch you the next time around, and I'll give you some more updates on this antenna project as I get it closer and closer, and get this little 4-element up on the van. We'll get you some pictures and all that good stuff. All right, catch you later on. Bobby Boucher, Motormouth Mall stepping. I'm going to go 10-7. Take care of Derail, everybody else, Bolte over there, Spirit Travels, everybody on the 806 over there in the Bighorn. Motormouth Mall going to be going 10-7. I'll see you. Bye. Bye.
4-10. All right, John, take it easy. And, yep, sounded good. And, yeah, definitely keep me updated on that van, man. That's a hell of a project. I think that's going to be pretty cool. But, yeah, that was a really good find. But, all right, Motormouth Mall, take it easy. Bobby Boucher, 18-wheel Mobile, your neck of the woods. I'm 10-7, back quiet. I'll see you. Bye-bye.
10. Bye.
Hello, Motormouth Mall.
Bobby Boucher.
Hello, Motormouth Mall. 75 round the bayou. We're in the middle of the night. Just wanted to speak and spoke. Motormouth Mall, 75 BYU. Bye-bye.
575, and I appreciate the bump down. I heard somebody else calling Bobby Boucher, so I'm going to get out of the middle of the road. But 75 around the BYU, you got that mall down, and I appreciate you bumping it down in the world of sound. 75, Motormouth Mall, stepping by. Bye.
Mr. Motormouth Mall, 75 in the swamp gully.
Oh, Roger. If you have that radio on, I'm looking east now. I turned the antenna around so I can park it going east. Motormouth Mall working a small mall. Got down right there, breaker.
Let me say hello one more time. Hey, Motormouth. Good hearing you. High stepper wave.
High stepper. Yeah, definitely a pleasure with a double measure. Hey, you smoking? You sounding really good. Hey, high stepper, Motormouth Mall. Look at it. Yes, like I said, it's been a long time since I heard you roll up in here. You've been busy the break.
Yeah, I've been busy, getting ready to retire, and then I have some broken gear. I just got my 16 fixed today.
10-4. I'm glad you got the 16 fixed. Sorry it had to take a dump on you there, but everything seems to do that from time to time, so nothing is safe. All right. Hey, good to hear you up in there. A pleasure. I got to get going. I got to go work on something, and I got to go check on a package over here, so I'll be back in a bit. High stepper, Motormouth Mall, stepping. Right.
Hello, Motormouth Mall. JW down here in Tennessee. Want to wave a hand at you while we have a chance.
Put in there, JW. Appreciate the bump down while you waving a hand from Tennessee. It's smoking out here. Sounding really good. Hey, JW, Motormouth Mall, waving break.
Have a good one, Motormouth Mall. JW down here in Tennessee. We're back on the side.
14. I'll be back out in a bit. I gotta go. I gotta shut this thing down, go check on something, and I'll come back out probably on the ball or 28 later on. Motormouth Mall, stepping breaker.
All right, Motormouth Mall. Appreciate it. Bye, you kid. Gone.
Port into Bayou Kid. Hey, Bayou Kid, take care. Have a good day out there. Bayou Kid, Motormouth Mall, working a small mall. I'll see ya. Bye. No. I'm on the 29LX. I haven't even hooked up to Hermes yet. It's still sitting in the box. I haven't done anything with it yet, but I will eventually. I got sidetracked with the van project. So I've been off building antennas and designing antennas and not doing anything with the Hermes yet. But I will. Motormouth Mall, cruising.
Yeah, right. What that's
Take care. 73s. Yeah, we'll either be on 28 or most likely on 6, but that'll be a bit later on. Take care. 73s. Motormouth Mall. Step it.
Hello, Motormouth Mall. Hello, Mr. Motormouth Mall, the Kojak, Louisiana, with the afternoon wave.
Coat Jacket, I hear you up in there around Louisiana with the big old afternoon wave and a big old wave right back at you. I got to step out of here, but I want to say hello real fast before I get going. Take care of 73s. Hey, Coat Jacket, Motormouth Mall around Louisiana, looking your way to break.
Hey, hello, test 1, 2. Oh, yeah, test 1, 2, test 1, 2.
Kojak, Louisiana, stepping on down.
It's Kojak, not Coat Jacket. Kojak. Sorry about that. Hey, Kojak, Louisiana. I apologize. Motormouth Mall stepping. I really got to go. I ain't going to come back. Motormouth Mall got down. Breaker.
Hey, Roger. Heard it all. Come on, man.
Take her easy, Motormouth. Have a good day, my friend. Oh, Yodi Coyote, we're listening in.
Or to there, you two, Yodi Coyote. Have a good day. We'll catch you later on. I'm out in 10-7.